STX, Seagate Technologies, wonderful bull rally, great company. Once again, we get to a point where you run too far too fast, and they executed well on the earnings, and you can see that super gap and how strong that we have come back, that we have come up to the top end of this major piece of resistance. So basically, you got to know when to sell. So if I'm going to be selling out up here at the wall of resistance, and I can also take a short. It does, and I'm just showing you on a monthly level. So outside of that monthly level, you can clearly see here on a daily level where you started with the low end of the gap, and I'm just showing this part of the chart, and it's on a STX Seagate Technologies. I use their products. And have over the years. The thing about it is that you're getting into an overbought, and you have to know when to exit. So as we're exiting this trade up at these major high levels, and it's all standard stuff, you'll look in your MMT platform, and once you look in the MMT platform, you're going to clearly see how you travel up these 1, 2, 3 days in a row. So you have you have a pullback to support, but look at the 3-day rally back to resistance. Seagate, put it on the list for a short. SHLD, Sears Holdings Corp, MMTs. Now MMTs, just let me get it down to the last line. As you know, that the 2012 where they dropped down, gap down, they had lots of things wrong with the earnings even over here. They gapped it up to the 60 handle, and we've ran right back up here. Now the heavy short sellers got walked back up to the highs of this resistance level. Now you still have the upper prices that go back up here to the high of 2011. Now Sears Holdings is a highly volatile retail stock that is currently in an overbought area at key resistance levels, MMTs. The thing about it is if we break up above them, we can still go up into right around that 82.5 area. You'll have to look in your MMT platform to find that out specifically. So what I want to show you is that price exhaustion will have reversals. SHLD on the radar list. MMT, intraday highs, intraday gaps will be sold short in pre-market. Whenever that trade comes, this one's on the list. SHLD will make that high reversal as it continues its bull run. Exhaustion, the earnings, fundamentals, well, I'm not sure that it warrants the price, but that doesn't matter. It's on the list to sell short on every exhaustion high. Buy at support, but then the upper end of that resistance level, it meets the criteria. 91.64% overbought on the daily. Here we have TPX. Boy, oh boy, what a bull rally, parabolic, straight up. Must have delivered that, what we all like is a great earnings report. Here's the thing, there's that gap, here's that 2012 gap. Now, we've gone from the earnings that had come out and did this is that, look at here on this daily chart, my goodness sakes, we are getting overbought. But look at the pullback days it has in the bull rally here, and then it pops back up. Now, that price is going to be that much more exhausted, MMT. So each time that we climb that wall of those highs, we will have a reversal that will take place. Here on the info tool, you can see here that the high is 83.06. You can see here when we got price exhausted at these highs at 81.54, we just simply had the pullback to the low of 77.05, but it was a 3-day pullback with a 3-day counter rally to a new high. Now, having said all of that, it's at about 87.11 on a daily. However, we have parabolically moved higher on this daily chart in the bull trend. Now, every great bull trend has to have a great bull pullback. This one is definitely on the list. Here's one that we had in that short portfolio. This was on 2/29/2012. We covered that there with MMT Gully, getting those $200 put options up here at the high end, shorting the equity overnight And it went from the highs, and I'm going to tell you exactly what that reversal was and how wonderful that reversal was on that short up here on good old Blackrock. 20209, right down here, Rick Goley, last week on 3.6. They had to be covered across the board because that was the day that they had gapped down and stopped going down at their major support level. So if you take a look at the low of 191.88, to the swing high up here at the 202 level, well, we have $10 in here, okay? But look at that 3-day counter rally to that sell, right back up to that 198.97. So when you buy to cover, you go long. We are still going to feature it because any move to resistance will take new positions again. Once again, these are positions we already took. And you can see the counter rally at support levels in the exhaustion rally to the reversal rally that we are doing. Blackrock is on the list again. Very nice. Here we have ULTA, okay? And one of the things that we want to feature is that swing high short, and MMT Bryan has been on it, but you can see that short high of $92 down to the low of $87.62 and a close of $89.28 on 1,585,700 shares. So once again, it's on the list. This is what happens the higher that they go, and these type of names that are making that, they pull back, from their highs of 87.93 to this low of 84.79, and we burned that high right back up there to $92. And that's the wonderful thing about these bull rallies both ways. You bull it up. After it pulls back, it bulled it up. But then on the intraday high, it gets too overbought intraday and must come down. Keep it on the list. Keep making these transactions. ULTA. MDVN. And what a ride that this has been back here on 1-2. I'll never forget it. On 11-2 of 2011, you had that super gap. But let's get into 2012. We had the same kind of gap. It's been delivering on the earnings. It's at a double top resistance area. One of the things about bull trends, again, is bull trends have to have pullbacks. Now, we're going to be monitoring this one carefully as it's gone through a slew of gaps. It's ran up here to its all-time highs. Calendar 2012, high alert, price exhaustion coming into play. Highlighting that Weight Watchers, WTW, once again, this is a daily chart, but it's been a parabolic move to the top. What a great performer. It's making all-time highs once again. It will go on the list. It does like to pull back from its highs. There's no doubt about it. I can show you where we were covering it over here at the highs on 224 at 80.67. And it's narrow range, but it did have a pullback to these first lows of 77.60 now. And then we finally made this trough low over here of 77.26. So it takes a number of days for the pullbacks, but let's take a look at the counter rally from the 77.26 support level here, right up to our top again, MMT, to that 80.49, and we're right back up there. Keep it on the high alert because if it breaks out, we could take it up, slightly higher, but we'll keep it on the list. It's gapped up each day, and they're called exhaustion price gaps for reversals around the corner. Great bull rally on SBH, Sally Beauty Holdings. Look at this one, monster highs in calendar 2012. Now, yeah, granted, you got a $5 range from here to there. It will go on the list. It's 95.38 overbought. I'm sorry, excuse me. Everything about it's bull, but the bull is going to have to pull back. So we're going to monitor this one moving forward from its bull rally, price exhaustion. As it goes up higher, kind of like some of those other ones, is that at some point they're going to have to come down. High alert. We're going to feature FOSL, FOSL. Now, I did cover this with Rick because I did, and it was up here at the time. This one here had a price exhaustion as it did. Now, within this hardcore bull rally, let's go over here where we were covering it last week when on this high. This was a major high at the time. It was up around 127.43, and it came down toward the lows here of, let's just call it about 118. There was a $10 reversal and rallied right back up like the last of them off of their bull side. It's a daily. Keep your eyes on it. All points bulletin. We can do that again. Remember the MMTs that these are simply bull exhaustions back up to the 129.71. Like I said, when we're here covering it at 127.66, it dropped to the low of 118.70. So it does have reversals, but strong counter rallies in FOSL. FOSL is overbought, high alert. Remember, the bull rally overbought level here pulled back $10 almost. We're going to get another one of these, and we would put it in the overnight positions and let them stay there until they perform again, just as we did the first time. Dillards. Here's Dillards right up here at the high, all-time high retailer, 95% overbought on weekly, monthly. Once again, we can take a look at the strong bull rally that happened on 2/2 at $43 a share for Dillards. And it was a great long position. But when you're up here at the high at $63, it's automatically that this wonderful bull trend is going to have what we call a bull pullback. And I'm going to feature this part of the exhaustion of the gap. But look at here, MMT, right up at this high. We're getting exhausted more and more. Put this on the short gap right away, $65 puts, $60 puts below the market. Stock is overbought on Dillards. On high alert, we would put it, once we get the highs, we will trade them until they pull back. And yeah, Dillards has done well, but I don't know how Dillards can keep up moving forward at these price levels, meaning that we can reach the peak up toward the 63.70 area and hit that short right below that 64 handle, or right where that key intraday reversal comes into play. It does reverse. Here's what other reversals look like on Dillards, so you know. Back over here in 2011, it did the same thing. It went all the way straight up. It came all the way straight down. I'm saying it's on the overbought list in its bull rally, and bull rallies are great ways to short the high of that bull and let it pull back to the support level, get out, and then go long the bull again. Right now, put it in your list.